I'm Gaila Fossbinder, and I absolutely love tennis. In fact, it's become a really big part of who I am. And I have to give credit to my mom. She's the one that introduced me to it. At around the age of 5, she started to bring me to these public tennis courts where she would play on the weekends. I would just roll around the grass and not really care at first. But then I started to notice the game. I watched the ball go back and forth, and I noticed how much joy it gave my mom. So, at around the age of 8, I was like, I'm going to do this. I knew that I had challenges going into it because of my disability, which is arthrogryposis, and it affects my muscles. Some of my muscles are not there or are really weak, but I was determined. And with determination came success eventually. It took a while. I had to modify many rackets so that I would be able to grip it in a way where the racket wouldn't fling away. And I did this eventually. So now I have this glorious thing. Here is my specialized racket. So I end up putting my hand right here, which is just a second triangle, just like that one that was made just for me. And then around that triangle, I put this plastic that I melted, and then on the outside of that, I wrapped just some regular taping for a racket, and it allows me to play tennis. It's great, and I will show you how I put it on my hand. I end up putting my whole hand in there, literally all of it, and then I'm able to swing. I don't really want to hit a wall, but it works great. There also came a challenge of me being able to move on court. My movement from side to side, chasing down a ball, wasn't as quick or as graceful as my opponents, who were able-bodied. So I finally realized that at that point I had a disadvantage that was hard to get over. So we decided to do some research. My mom and I both found wheelchair tennis and standing adaptive tennis. At that time, we have heard what wheelchair tennis was, which is basically tennis where you play in a wheelchair, but we had never heard of standing adaptive tennis. And it was quite amazing to find out about it. It's quite a new sport where people like me who can still stand and scuttle around can play in their own division and not be restricted to a chair. So, of course, I was like, yay! So I played my first tournament in North Carolina not soon after hearing about it. And it was great. I, in fact, won my division, but that's not the point. So I wanted to become more involved in the community because there were people who were so similar to me, who still had the burning passion for tennis, but also wanted to play on their feet. And it was a great experience. I, in fact, got to do clinics with OPATH and help other kids like me get into tennis. A lot of them had missing limbs, and I made some great friends while doing it, and I hope they're still playing to this day. But there was a point where I decided that it was worth switching up my whole tennis and me doing it in a chair. And this was a really tough decision because I had to relearn tennis for a period of time. And I made this decision because wheelchair tennis at this point has a bigger platform and the possibility for me to be able to go to the Paralympics. And that word right there is one of my big goals. And it would be quite amazing if I got there. So I still do play standing adaptive tennis, but now I also do it in a chair. And I've done a few tournaments around the US, and I'm hoping to get my ranking up. And that's just a little story about how I love tennis and how I ended up adapting it so that I could play. Thank you.